back again and we're gonna be checking out some more YOASOBI, but this time we're gonna be amending something. When I first checked out Racing into the Night, I was originally told, hey, you should check out the first take version. I'm like, cool, let's do it. And then after I did it, everyone's like, hey, you should have done the studio version. It's like faster, it's got all this stuff going on. And I'm like, okay, so like, there didn't seem to be a right way to do it. I'm going to amend that now. We're gonna watch the this music video. It's gonna be the studio version, and yeah, see what I think. I heard it's gonna be a bit more bouncier. It's gonna be a bit faster. It's gonna have better production value, of course. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dive onto this and see what I think. Way better production value for sure. Nicely mixed. That guitar tone was awesome too. I can't get over the way the guitar's being played. It's very nice rhythm to it. It's not exactly how I would do it, but that's kind of why I like it. It's because they're going a slightly different route with it. Those keys. All right, we're coming in at the higher octave. Okay, you guys were right. You guys were right about that one. Because at first, when I saw the comments, they were like, "Oh, you need to check out the other one, the studio one." And I usually don't like visiting songs more than once, but I was like, you know what? Maybe they got a point. So, I'm glad I checked it out. That was different enough in the level of production value. That I feel like I got a little bit of a different experience. And that's very nice. While I have said in the past, like, yeah, I don't really care about dance beats, it's not really my thing. But there's so much else going on here that those dance beats make room for that I'm able to overlook that entirely. I'm able to just enjoy myself and just get into it, And so, man, the key work on that is amazing. Even the vocals had a fun few things that weren't quite being conveyed in the first take version. There's like a lot of like the way she was singing with the beat. She was adding like a little bit of an extra percussive element to it that added something to it. And then you hear like the harmonies on top of her when she's layering her voice. The guitar tone is pretty awesome. It's got a little bit of that crunch to it, while at the same time it's kind of mixed in the back a little bit, and it doesn't have much attack on it. So it's the texture of like the chords kind of meshing together is very they meld together basically. So you don't get to hear too much of the chord switching whenever they're doing it. Usually you get a little bit of a pause while you're doing it, but because they kind of dialed in the tone the way that they have, you don't get as much as like those stringy elements. So it's just kind of like pure tone. It's like what you're hearing. That was a nice way to mix that. And yeah, actually the sound of that kick drum actually was nice and boomy. I actually really enjoyed that too. Again, I just focus typically on sounds and instruments, so there was a bit of a moment where I was trying to focus on the words. My body just wanted to jam to the sounds. So I get that there's like a kind of like this much more serious message behind this, because they put a disclaimer on the front saying that there's some darker stuff being talked about here, and it's just interesting that they wrap that in such a attractive package of like a dance beat and upbeat music. And so me that doesn't pay attention to lyrics necessarily, I can sit there and just enjoy it for the sounds when there's something else going on on a deeper level. The production on this is quite incredible actually. It's very clean, a lot of elements going on. Every single part is just really well written. The guitar parts, the bass parts, the drums can just be simple and that's fine. They can just keep it at one beat and call it a day. And then everybody else jumps on top of that and just layers all their fun ideas on top of it. The vocalist, she's amazing. The way she sings, amazing. It's very clean. Obviously, we saw in the first take, she's able to just knock this out in one go. So she's probably a dream to work with in terms of like cleaning up vocals and things like that. That was pretty awesome. I'm glad I checked this out again, gave it another shot. I definitely like this song a bit more now that I've heard like another version of it. This song is pretty solid. It's hard to not like. It's very well done. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the reaction, and I will see you next time.